Hello everyone, I am GW Fan, and today I feel like playing a game. In fact, this is a rather familiar looking game. Well, obviously it has to be Final Fantasy Huh? Wait. My Little Pony? Hold up a minute. Let's restart this from the beginning and see what we're working with here. Ah, mod by QuickFixBrony. Now it makes sense. This is a mod of the Final Fantasy VI based on the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic television series that has swept the nation in the past year and a half and inspired many a fan to challenge the social norms of society. In that light, how about I reintroduce myself? I am GW Fan, the softcore brony, and this is Let's Play My Little Pony Fantasy VI. Alrighty then, let's go ahead and get this thing started and see what we're working with here. And like any good game, we need to get a little bit of background first. Wow, that's horrible. Despite the fact that unicorns are still kind of everywhere, including that one. Greed. That so does not work for a freaking My Little Pony scenario, does it? Eh? Hey, anybody else see that thing walk by just now? Huh. Maybe that was just me. You know, friendship makes perfect sense within the context of a Final Fantasy game, don't you think? Nice, background there. Not a whole lot going on, though. Echo, echo, echo. Hey, who are these guys? Snips. And snails. You know, even before I started playing this game, I had a hunch that Snips and Snails would be playing Biggs and Wedge. It just kind of makes sense, you know? Tracking down something called an Esper, eh? And then we have this mysterious mare here playing the part of Terra, or Tina, whichever you prefer. Killed, eh? Also not really, My Little Pony-ish, is it? I'm surprised you even know what vector means, Snails. Now, we could skip this part, but the origins of this game deserve to be credited. Plus, this happens to be my favorite song in the Final Fantasy VI soundtrack. Anyway, I'd like to take the opportunity to discuss a little about what I hope to accomplish with this LP. But first, I have something to say to any of you non-bronies out there who either clicked on this video accidentally or out of pure curiosity. This game is not just a palette swap of Final Fantasy VI with name and dialogue changes, and it's also not a completely original game based on the FF6 game mechanics, sort of like how Touhou Mother is a parody of the Mother series. No, at its heart, this is still Final Fantasy VI, story and technically the characters alike. The programmers were not lazy about it. Not only have most, if not all of the bugs from the original release been fixed, but the abilities, magic, and even some of the AI script and monster stats have been changed enough to make this a very different experience from the original. In fact, it is my opinion that you don't even need to be familiar with the My Little Pony show or its characters to enjoy this game. So give it a try. You might just enjoy it. Anyway, now that I've gotten that out of the way, here's what I hope to accomplish with this LP. Basically, I want to give a very in-depth look at this game. That said, this is intended to be a walkthrough. I plan to show off what I personally think are some of the best strategies for completing the game, and showing you, the viewers, where to find all the best equipment and such, while doing no grinding whatsoever. I'll also be pointing out some of the more significant differences between this and the original for all the old-time Final Fantasy VI buffs out there. This doesn't mean, however, they're going to be pointing out every little bit of changed dialogue, because that would take forever. Lastly, this is in fact a commentary, which means I am going to be giving my opinion about what I think of various things in the game, and I'm at least going to try to talk through most of it, partly to inform and hopefully to partly entertain as well. And with that said, here's the game. Number 51. What does that even mean? Am I missing something? Anyway, if we try to leave, Snips and Snails scold us. Okay, so the first thing I want to do, I want to put every pony in the back row. Oops. Well, basically, anyway, the way rows work is that when you're in the front row, physical damage we deal and the physical damage we take is normal. But in the back row, all of that will be cut in half. The reason we're all in the back row is because our giant mobile suit-like tanks here use beams built out of magic, tears, and crushed dreams, so the row as far as attacking goes really doesn't matter, because, you know, firing lasers and missiles of impending doom is all the same to them. Other things to note, we have no items right now, other than this, Pendant, which honestly doesn't really play much of a role in the game, to be perfectly honest. Other things to note, our mysterious mayor here has access to a little something called magic, although it's totally inferior to the armor we're riding around in, so we're just going to ignore that for the moment. Other things we can do is we can mess with her equipment, but we're in giant robots. There's no real reason to really do that right now. We can not mess with Snips and Snails equipment right now. Though we can look at it by selecting either Equip or Relic, pressing left, and then selecting it, and, well, you can see that they don't really have much that's impressive here. They're pretty much stuck with this equipment. There's not a darn thing you can do about it either. So, with that said, here we go. Let's get this started. Yeah, you're being invaded. What you gonna do about it? And here we have our first major minor difference to the game. That being that Snips and Snails have access to the Magitech abilities formerly unique to Terra. Bioblaster, Confuser, Tech Missile, and the Esper skill, which I never ever use. So basically for pretty much everything around here, we're just going to use Bioblaster because, well, one, it's multi-targeting, and two, well, not all... everything is not all human-type, but pony-type enemies here are weak against poison. That remains true for, I think, pretty much all the game, except for maybe one or two oddballs here and there. Oh, and Snips and Snails gained a level. Alright. Now that I've done that, the only thing I want to do is I want to go to the config window and change this to active. Just to speed things up a bit and make things a little harder. Just to prove I can do it, because I've actually never really messed with that before. Other thing I want to do is I want to change this to memory, because that's going to help with certain things later on, as you'll see. There's a bunch of stuff we can actually do in the configurations here, including changing the background window, colors, and whatnot, but I'm just going to leave everything else as is, other than these two options. With that said, we're going to go this way real quick. Really? You're going to send a dog to kill 3 giant tanks, and for whatever reason, this is the only battle in the game in which we cannot see our ATB gauge, HP, or, well, our names. I don't really know why that is. I suppose it could be a bug of some kind. And he runs away. And we can't really actually go over here because we're too big to fit at some point, so we're just going to keep on going this way. Uh-oh. Narshe's freedom. And we got 2 of these Lobos, which have different graphics from the original game, by the way, or whatever, sprites. Anyway, Bioblaster works perfectly well on them, even though they're not specifically weak against it. Hey guys, what's up? That little pixelation thing you just saw, that was me editing out the last battle because it was the exact same two guards we already fought 2 battles ago, and I figured there's no reason to make you watch every last random encounter I get in. I've seen plenty of other LPers do this as well, so it seems like a pretty good idea to me. Now, again, we can't really go left or right because eventually we just can't fit and we can't go anywhere, so we're going to keep on going forward. Uh-oh. And we get in our first pincer attack. And what the heck happened to the dogs? Anyway, basically the way pincer attacks works, I don't think row actually matters in this, but if you'll notice, we're surrounded, and some of us are actually facing the different direction from our enemies. And if our enemies hit us in the back, we'll take with a physical attack, we'll take 1.5 times the amount of damage. Oh, and our mysterious mirror leveled up. All right. Onward! Oops. Turned a little too soon. And we're not too big to go upstairs, though. Oh, hey. Again, what happened to the other 2 enemies? Anyway, Bioblaster works great here, even though that thing called the Vamamuth is not specifically weak to it. Interesting thing about that particular enemy, actually, is that as long as we're below level 7, it does not have access to a particular attack that is rather a nuisance later on. Hey, move. The fact that it's the only mine shaft we can actually fit into might make it a point, too. Now that we're in the caves in Narshe, we can get to our first random encounter right here. For some reason, it always activates right there. So, we actually do not want to use Bioblaster against these new enemies because they will absorb it and heal themselves. Not good. Oh, how did Snails get so hurt? Have all the enemies just been attacking him specifically, or what? Let's see. That should do it. Alrighty. Now, we can't actually go to the right there because, once again, we're too big. But we can go over here and check out this shiny thing. Really? As if anyone really needed the information on how to save. I mean, you just gotta go to the save menu here, select the file, and yay, we're saved! As if I really needed to explain that. Hey, I'm sure this barrier of tiny wooden poles and rope will keep out our 2-ton metal assailants. They knocked down the barrier, sir. Rats, the only flaw in an otherwise flawless plan. Hey! Dude, how the heck did you push us? We're like 10 times your body weight. And we get in our very first boss battle! And Snips and Snails has something to say, because just like most Final Fantasies, the first boss is a tutorial of sorts. In this case, telling us that the game's not all about beating the crap out of things, but also requires a little of a strategy. For this particular enemy, we do not want to attack the shell, because it will counterattack with a really mean attack. So for this fight, we want to quickly go to Tech Missile, especially since we're on active. This is the most powerful attack we have access to right now. And we're only going to get up about 3 of these before it retreats into its shell, so I'm not going to do anything else right here. There we go. Well, as long as we're waiting around for it to come back out, if you press whatever buttons you have designated as X and Y, you can switch between which character you want to attack next. I want our mysterious mare to do it because she's the strongest. Come on. Come out. We're waiting. There we go. There we go. And this is it. That's it. This thing is really weak. We're done. So dramatic. And I love the boss music, by the way. Oh, that reminds me. I forgot. I haven't shown off the items yet. Well, we could have had more than this by now, but the Macintosh here is this game's version of the potion, though rather than restoring a little bit of HP, it restores exactly half of our maximum HP, which is cool, leaving it, you know, functional throughout the entirety of the game. So, pressing on. Oh, new enemies. Okay, well, these enemies are weak against fire, but Bioblaster works just fine, because, you know, our machines are kill everything. Yay. Oh, there's the other item we could have already had by now. Red Delicious. This enemy... Actually, I want... Nah, it's fine right there. So yeah, this is the game's tonic. And rather than restoring a measly 50 HP, it restores about a fourth of our maximum HP. So it also remains... What the heck is that? Oh, so that's what an Esper looks like. Uh-oh. Are we gonna have to fight it? Huh. Who are you talking to? Ooh, it blinks. Apparently that intrigues our mysterious mare. What's this? Ooh-wah. Eh? What the heck? Poor Snips and Snails. They always get the worst of everything, be it fan fiction or the actual show or what have you, don't they? Uh-oh. That doesn't look good. Ooh, that really doesn't look good. Ooh! Oh, boy. Game over already? Dang. Oh, maybe it's not game over. Hey, who the heck is this guy? And are we ever going to find out who our mysterious mare is? As if we didn't already know. Well, actually, I guess any non-bronies out there might not know who she is, so it is kind of a mystery for them. If they want to find out, then perhaps both bronies and non-bronies alike might want to come back for next time on Let's Play My Little Pony Fantasy 6. As they say in Italy, arrivederci.